You can catch me on my cell phone. Late night when I need your help. Call me on your cell phone. Late night when you need my highlight. I don't even know how the song goes. Hotline Bling. If I recall in that music video, you have like Drake. He's in some sort of like customer service, like I don't know, building, and then he's like all these like female operators that are working on his behalf. Mm. Or maybe like he's the operator and they're just like a stable of like honeypots or honey traps. You can call me on my cell phone late night when you need my help. Hotline Bling. What was I thinking about a song? Now he just must have a stable of just like very good looking women he could just like use, but not in the way that you're thinking. Like, what's that saying? Like civilizations can just crash with like whispers. You know, like the whispers of a woman can just like destroy entire like societies. You know, or like, and what do they say? Like behind every great man is like a woman who put him there. There's nobody there. There's nobody there, guys. Yeah. Highlight Bling. You know something, something said. Yeah, he's probably like in the position he is because of the women around him, eh? If you guys are wondering, I'm sitting in the political part of Wellington. Behind me is this thing called the Beehive. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like the building is in the shape of literally a beehive. You know, buzz buzz bumble beehive, yeah. And who runs a beehive but a queen bee? You know, queen bees. Yeah. You think there's a queen bee behind Drake? Or like any other powerful man? Like there's like a woman really running the show? You can call me on my cell phone. Yeah, this guy just had a room of just like women taking in all this information for him. Strange. Not really strange. It makes a lot of sense, you know? But the thing is, like, you would have to get them on your side. You know, you have to. What's the saying? Like, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. The last thing you want to do is be like very like caustic to a bunch of people, or even women. Talking like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't. But I'm just assuming. People tend to like, you know, they listen to you more if you're nicer to them. Yeah. You can call me on my cell phone late night when you need. Yeah, queen bee, eh? A queen bee, like this place. Bumble, buzz buzz. You know, you need the. She chooses first. I guess she does decide. Eh? They really do decide. Maybe they decide who goes into power, just in a way we're not fully aware of. Whereas like guys who force themselves into power, nobody likes. You know, they stink. They're usually guys who just like I don't know, like they're very. There's no finesse. These guys, you know, they just like they use violence or what have you. They just force their way in, you know, without anybody actually letting them in. Nobody likes those guys. But if you convince a bunch of women to be on your side, yeah, you got a lot of power. Yeah. You can call me on my cell phone late night when you need. Because, like, sex is a powerful thing, yeah. You know, like it's especially with men, especially men who are like in positions of power. Sex is currency, and it's how you use it. You know, whether you use it. Sometimes people abuse it. Uh, that you can also control someone with it too. You know, what is it like when a woman's in a relationship? Like she just like she goes cold or frigid, says not to like have sex with her partner, and then he just goes like crazy. Or they use it as like currency, which is kind of weird, but. Mm. But it is true. It's like having a dog, you know, and then like to teach it a lesson or something. Like maybe like you don't. Well, you don't. You have to feed it, but I don't know. What am I going with this? Oh, yeah. What was I talking about this stuff? And oh, because I was thinking of women. Mm. Maybe I'm very horny. You know, that's a problem. It's been a while. Late night when you need my help. What did I write? Yeah, I was thinking about like my type of girl. You know. I was listening to Adele. You know. Hello, it's me. She was like dating some like disadvantaged like black guy from like some shitty neighborhood. And then she's like, "Oh my God, I still remember you in the shitty neighborhood. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing fantastic. I'm a multi-million-dollar singing phenomenon, but you're still living in that shitty neighborhood. It was so good. Those memories we used to have." Oh, who's the other one? What did I write? Well, Titanic is the obvious one, right? I mean, she dates that poor guy, then he dies. Mm. Here's another one. What did I write here? Adele, Titanic, Beauty and the Beast syndrome, you know? I don't know. I'm gonna make a bunch of stereotypes here. They're just jokes, guys. Nobody even watches this, so who cares? Mm. You know, like the anthropology student or the sociology student. You know, she goes native. You know, and then she ends up making a president or something. I don't know, but that's beside the point. Yeah, it actually does, because like child rearing practices mean a lot. You know, like how a kid's raised. It all really depends on the mom, doesn't it? How finely attuned she is to her child's needs. Mm. And women are way more socially astute than guys, so yeah, it really does come down to your mama. Mm. Maybe I want like a maybe I want to date like an Obama's mom, you know, like a white woman from like takes like I don't know, a bunch of sociology courses or anthropology courses. She knows like 4 or 5 different languages. Mm. Maybe I want my genes to be gentrified, you know. Maybe I want my kids like the property value of my kids to go up. Wouldn't that be nice? So someday maybe they'll be able to like work here, you know, in some beehive or a queen bee placed them there, you know, in a position of power. Mm. It is how you raise a child. Yeah, it is. What else did I write on this stupid thing? I'm trying to figure out my thoughts here. What did I write? I want my genes to be gentrified. It'll up the property value of my kids. Okay. I don't want to write. Oh, I don't want to say this stuff. Mm. What else do I have here? Shitty neighborhoods. Yeah, I know that. Beauty and the Beast syndrome. Well, sex tourism. You know, that's another one too. Nobody likes talking about that stuff, eh? Sex tourism. Because they always think it's like some old, like, bloated retiree, some guy going somewhere where it's very, will he be loved by some poor women from some sort of foreign land? But that's not always the case, you know? Like I said, sometimes you get like that anthropology student or some other student, and she goes somewhere else, but she wants to, I don't know, see the beast, or whatever animal she thinks will set her free or liberate her or what have you. Hmm. Hmm. There's a theme to this one, guys. Because I started with Drake, and there's Obama. Hmm. Yeah, the both of those guys have the same household. Probably the same type of moms. I'm being stared at. I would too. I'd stare at me. But yeah, what was I getting at? Yeah, Drake and Obama. Power, being seated in a seat of power. Being placed in a seat of power. Because your mom knew what to do. Whispers, whispers. Entire societies can crumble with whispers, secrets. But it doesn't make sense though. I mean, like, because you don't really know how a person, like, imagine putting someone in a position of power, right? So you're putting them in some sort of network, some sort of social network where, like, whatever they do will affect, like, a lot of people. You're gonna want to do a lot of vetting, you know, before you do something like that, just to see, like, what would happen, and for obvious reasons. Women are really good at that, though. I'm making a generalization again. Okay, whatever. But like they're good at, like, vetting, because they're always, like, trying to figure out who they're with, who they're dealing with, right? What type of person this person is. If they're, like, dating a person or their friend, like, because they're very socially astute. So it makes sense, like, they would know how to, like, groom a person to be placed in a position of power. Yeah, because, like, behind every great man, that's the whole quote, is like a woman who put him there. But also behind every, like dickhead, like, asshole, there's also, like, a whole, like, maybe, like, I don't know, like a vindictive woman that put him there too. Who knows? Or maybe a shitty dad, Who knows? I don't know. Do people with shitty dads become leaders? I don't think they do. Oh yeah, oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, sometimes you get guys with, like, really shitty dads and they become leaders and they become, like, really shitty leaders. You don't want that. You don't want that. Oh. But, like, if you have, like, a good mom, at least you'll be able to buttress, like, whatever shitty dad you have. But it still kind of sucks, so, You can call me on my cell phone. But then that's a whole, like, different realm too. Like a shit. Because I was thinking, because, like, sometimes people go with, like, they choose a partner that everyone around them is like, maybe that's not a good person to be with, but they still like this person for some strange reason. Because you can't control who a person dates or who they're even attracted to. Yeah. I had to change hands here. My fingers got tired. Yeah. And then they're stuck, like, in this. Oh man, they're stuck in this dance. I'm mumbling again. They're stuck in, like, in this dance. There's, like, these two people. Yeah, like they're playing, like, a script of some sort. That they're replaying. I don't know, whatever they were raised in, or maybe one of them has brain damage. Who knows? Who knows? There's a number of reasons why people are attracted to a certain type of person. And you can't really, like, you should we though? I've always thought, should we, like, control, like, if we vet people for power, for example, what I was saying, like, earlier, when it comes to, like, deciding, like, who we put, like, who we put in a position of power and all the vetting that goes into it, because, like, it's such an important role. And women typically do a lot of vetting too when they're, like, dating someone, and then what they do is that they tell, like, their girlfriends about this guy that they're dating, and then that's what it goes around. They get an idea of who this person is, and but, like, what if, like, this person is, like, socially blind, like, they don't have a good grasp of who's good for them and who isn't. What do you do? You just, like, let them, like, just, like, spiral into this, like, destructive, I don't know, vortex of just. But then what if there's, like, kids involved? What if there's, like, a kid that comes out of this thing? I mean, I don't know. And then this kid grows up to be leader. This is what I'm afraid of, guys. This is what I'm afraid of. What if they become leader and enter into the halls of power? Hmm? They get placed in a node, you know, a very like important node. They get positioned in a network, and then whatever they do, their decisions, it just reverberates. Mm. You can call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my help. Late night when you need my help. I get that. Yeah. But at what point that you're like you know how like you know a person has a problem, but you're like, how did they not see it? You know? They keep doing the same things over and over and over, and you're like, there's only so much you can do. You can call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need. Yeah, like if she's like, that's the thing. Like if she keeps calling you, bro. You know, like if she keeps calling you over and over, it's clear like there's just some sort of like game almost being played here. It's like she does this, it leads to this, then this happens, and it just keeps going around in a circle. Like eventually she has to like realize like break that like you know that pattern and be like, hey, I don't need to call you anymore. I don't need it because whatever I needed, I don't need it. Like I don't have to do that anymore. You know, like. But if she doesn't get that, like, what do you? I mean, it's not your responsibility. But then it's sort of it's everybody else's because then like you know you're not an island. You know you don't exist on an island by yourself. Like no man's an like everything's relational. Like it's so whatever she does with her partner, sort of like it sort of does like bleed into everything else, right? I mean, what is a kid in the mix? The kid goes to school and the kid's acting out, and the teacher has to deal with this kid, and the kid infects all the other kids. You know, it just stinks for everybody. Because but then here I am blaming her for choosing this guy. I mean, but the guy's also I don't know, but it's back and forth really. But the thing is, like, I feel like for a guy, for us, we're always on though. You know, it's like that famous like bit. I mean, I quote Louis C.K. a lot, but like, he has this bit where he's like, when it comes to sex, like, guys are like always in it. Like, we're stuck in this cage. You know, the cage is like we're just stuck there, trying to like figure out how to like manage it. Like this, like it's like a fountain that's always flowing. Whereas he's like for a woman, like she could go and come and go as she pleases, you know? Like she has like a faucet, like she could control it. I don't know, what did I talk about this? Oh yeah, because like yeah, when it comes to relations, how much like I mean, it is 50-50, but a woman does I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like a woman does decide like who her partner is. Unless the guy forces it, but in which case it stinks, then you're just feeling like it sucks. Yeah, like on Bumble. I was talking about Bumble earlier. Like the woman decides on Bumble. She makes the first move, which goes against like what we think of like approach behavior, because guys typically have approach behavior, you know. If I'm wrong, whatever, nobody watches this anyway, so who cares, you know? Yeah, I don't know. You can call me on my cell phone. Yeah. Yeah, whispers. You can even take that whole companies like that, you know? Entire nations with women. An unhappy woman would be the first person to jump ship, go to a different town, sleep with the enemy, and just give away all her husband's secrets. It was a famous one, you know? Her name was Helen. Helena of Troy. Yeah. She started a war, for Christ's sake. But she could have been used, you know? Like she was just like going to where she could have been used or needed. She was full of secrets. Maybe that's why he bedded her. Maybe she left and jumped ship. She wasn't happy. That is a thing, yeah. Sex is currency. Like it is a lot of power, you know. Chappelle even quoted, he called it pussy power, you know? Like I mean he gives that great analogy, like every woman is just like sitting on like a bag, like a $20,000 like just bag under her butt at all times. It's like this valuable I mean I mean he said it better, his bit was better, but that's the gist of it. It's just like there's so much power in that. Now, I'm being a little crass the way I'm explaining it, but that's how I mean that's how it works, and everything else is just a game around that where we don't acknowledge that's the thing, but that's what it is, you know? Yeah. Then it gets sublimated into that, you know, this stuff. Into power. It gets sublimated into power. Queen bee, beehive. Yeah. You can call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my. Mm. Yeah. Child rearing practices, you know? I want my genes to get gentrified, guys. Maybe I'm attracted to the power, you know? I can see why Kanye like likes the woman that he does, you know? He's attracted to the power. White woman. Even though like I end my videos like I like dirty white girls, dirty, you know that stuff? I mean, hope you're not here for me. Yeah. I like dirty white girls, dirty white girls. But also like, wouldn't you want like beautiful like mixed children? You know, they look so like, they look cute, you know? They look cute like mixed babies. So they're aesthetically pleasing, which means like people would just like be like drawn to them, you know? And beauty does open a lot of doors, guys. You know, unfortunately, it's how it is. That's the world that we live in. So maybe like I want like a white woman with a fat butt, you know, like the best of both worlds. You know? She has like the derriere, if you will, of someone south of the border. South of the equator, sorry. Did I say south of the border? Whatever border. The equator. You get what I'm talking about. Okay? But I want like how do I say this? But I want like the oh my god. How do I say it? I want like the yeah. That's kind of messed up though, eh? Because like child rearing practices aren't really contingent on race. It's contingent on culture. Am I fetishizing? Am I? Feels like I am. Would I mean if I got fetishized, would I mind? I don't think I would mind though. If I was fetishized, I wouldn't really care. I think I already have been too. Would I care if I was fetishized? Like if I got like sex out of this equation, would I really care? I don't think I would. And why is there a negative like association with like being fetishized? Chia. You know, like Ice Spice. She's fetishized. But why not? You know what I mean, like, why is it bad though? Like, why not use that as your currency, your social currency? Use every tool at your disposal to not only survive but to thrive. You know? Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Maybe I just want my genes to get gentrified. Gentrify my genes, guys. Although it's not even up to me. I'm talking like I have the option. Again. Whispers. It's not only up to me, is it? Yeah. Yeah, it's strange how race goes into the equation, eh? Gets into the equation when it comes to like who you like, why you like them. But no one really talks about that, I feel like, and it's such a touchy like subject. Cause like there's like so many things at play there, you know? Like the fetishization, the power dynamics when it comes to like race, you know? We can't not talk about that. We already know it exists. Mm. And even what we consider beautiful, it is what it is, as they say here. Mm. Yeah. And, and that's like tied to like what? Like your income bracket, level of education, intelligence. See how I divided those two? Level of education and intelligence? It's different. Mm. Level of education isn't always necessarily like it doesn't all it's not always like a reflection of intelligence, you know? Yeah. But I think, what do you mean? Like you could be very intelligent or have the capacity for like say a high IQ, but doesn't necessarily reflects like your level of education. If that makes any sense. But that's beside the point. I'm gonna say like there's a lot at play, you know, like race, income bracket, or education, intelligence, and genes obviously play in that role too, right? I mean, whatever genetic lottery you won at birth kind of determines a lot of your life as well. Mm, being fetishized, yeah, an entire like industries even built around that stuff, you know, fetishes. You can call me on my cell phone, but also like people's desires change as they age. You know, like you're not thinking about the same things when you're young versus old. Your hormones change too. You know, like you're not thinking about your thirst. You're not as thirsty. Oh, but I don't know. I feel like it feels. I mean, for a guy, I guess again I make a joke, but I feel like for a man, I mean, like finding a mate when they're like during certain years. Not even I've seen mate like we're dogs. But anyways, I mean like well I mean for a young guy, sex is very important though. It really is. It kind of moves like our entire behavior. Like the one thing at the forefront of most young guys is that, and then everything else is just like used to get that thing. Like everything else around it is used to. And there's like so much at stake if you succeed or fail, you know, socially. Yeah, it really is like a life and death thing. Mm. You can call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my